Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn on company valuation. Maybe you're planning to start a company. You might need to know the value of your company at startup for some reason, which might be either introduction of another co-founder or an investor. In this instant, our company is represented by this box. This is our company, and this company is made up of shares. Maybe let's put just a random figure. Our company is made up of 10,000 shares which are valued at 10 shillings. This is also called each. This is also called the face value of a share. So until that point, our company is worth 10,000 times 10, which gives us 100,000 Kenyan shillings. That's the current valuation of our company until this point. And you should be careful when choosing these numbers, because this is the money that will be paid or deposited on your bank upon registration. This money is also called the paid up capital. Okay, now this company, it's valued at this money. Considering this is one person, let's introduce another co-founder. Now you have another, this company is made up of co-founder 1 and co-founder 2. So if these people own 50% of the company equity and this one own 50%, so in terms of shares, it's very easy. This one this one owns 5,000 and this one 5,000. Let's take in an instant where we have a third co-founder. We introduce another co-founder 3, and this co-founder 3 maybe requests for a 10% stake of the company. So this person needs a 10% equity. So what will happen here? This co-founder 1 and co-founder 2, they will distribute equally to this person because they have the same amount of shares of the percentage ownership of that company. So what will happen here? This one will contribute 5%, this one 5%. So this co-founder 1 will remain with 45%, this one 10%, and this one 45%. So let's put it in another instant where these co-founders have maybe co-founder 1, co-founder 2 has 80% of the equity, co-founder 2 has 20% of the equity, and here comes co-founder 3 who requests for 10%, who requests for a 10% of the company equity. Now, if this person who has 80% distributes to this person who wants 10%, he will remain with X shares or X number of shares. This one will remain with Y number of shares, and this one will remain with 10x. So for this instance, to get how much each of these co-founder 1 and co-founder 2 will distribute to this person, we form an equation which will be x plus 10 plus y is equals to 100. So, and if this is equation 1, so equation 2 will be 80 over 20 is the same as x over y. So we solve this equation, come 4 over 1 is equals to x over y. So this equation will end up being 4y is equals to x. So at this instance, the value of x will be 4y. So let's put it here. 4y plus 10 plus y is equals to 100. So 5y is equals to is plus 10 is equals to 100. So take that to another side. So 5y is equals to 90. Divide by 5, divide by 5. Y is equals to 18. So so at our instant here, so this y is equals to 18. So this will give up to 2%. So if our y is equals to 18, what about x? And we have an equation here that says 4y is equals to x. So our x will be 4 times 18 is equals to x. So our x will be 72. So this person will remain with 72, and this one will be 18%, and this one 10%. If you add 72 plus 18 plus 10 gives you to 100% ownership. Let's now introduce an investor. If an investor comes in this company, we'll have co-founder 1, we have co-founder 2, and now instead of our co-founder 3, we have an investor. So this investor might come in and say, I'll give you 10,000 shillings for a 9% stake equity of the company. So what will happen here, if co-founder 1 still have 50%, co-founder 2 has 50%, you will distribute equal to this one investor. So what will happen here, this co-founder 1 will give 4.5%, and this will give 4.5% to make it up to this 9%. So if this co-founder has 80% and this one has 20%, you will go forward and form the equation we formed earlier. Now in terms of shares, let's see how much this our new investors has in terms of shares. So what happens here, this he has given us 10,000 shillings for a 9% equity. So what will happen here, the numbers of shares don't change. What happens, as the board of directors or the co-founders, what they do, they add they create other shares. So there'll be an addition of other shares. So to get how much this person will get or have as shares, so what will happen, we'll have this 9% is equals to this number, the number of shares that this person, this investor will have, will be for this, let's say x shares. So let's form that equation. So x over the initial number of shares, which was 10,000, plus this number of shares that this investor will have, will come, is equals to 9%. This 9% is also equals to 9 over 100. So if we form this equation will give us, so 10,000 plus x multiplied into brackets 9 is equals to 100 x. It will be 90,000 plus 9x is equals to 100 x. let's term together. 90,000 is equals to 91x. So for us to determine the number of shares this our new investor will have, we divide by 91 to get this value of x. Divide by 91. So our x will be our x will be 989. So we get this our number of new shares will be 989, but for us to give this person these shares, we take this number. This is also called the premium value of the share. This is also called the premium value reward the face value of the share, which will give us our face value was 10 shillings. 99999. So it's 999. Let's put it to the nearest thousand. It's 1,000. So for this instance, for this investor, we will introduce 1,000 shares for this new investor, and this will determine the price of the shares, the price, how you'll be selling your shares to the new investors. So let's value this company according to this investor. So our current valuation of this company will be this 9% is equals to 10,000. What about 100%? Cross multiply. So 100% multiplied by 10,000 divided by 9%. So our current valuation will be this money, 111,111 shillings. This will be our current valuation at startup of this company, in an introduction of an investor who requests for a 9% stake for 10,000 shillings. Now our current company valuation will be 11111 shillings. So what happens here, the valuation of this company has changed from 100,000 up to 100,000 and 11,000 because we have introduced another number of shares, which was 1,000 for these new investors. So this number, the initial shares don't change. We introduce other amount of shares, and that's how we decide on how we will sell our next shares to our new investors. This video has been done in courtesy of Manifest. At Manifest, we work on a cause to bring corporations and community together by creating good and stable relationship between businesses and their customers and individuals, so that interaction between them is easy and effective for lasting trust, loyalty, and sustainability. To bring that to life, we give delivery and logistics services, advertisements, and coaching. Thank you.